What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Dense Pixels Podcast. One of your hosts, Brad, joined by my co-hosts, Micah.
Hello.
And Terrence.
What's up? Just jump right into that shit.
We did, man. We are not fucking around. Look, we picked a hell of a week to be off last week. It's not, Tokyo Game Show decided to finally be worth a damn for like the first time ever as far as presentations and, all this other kind of shit. So, we have stuff to talk about, lots of stuff to talk about. I guess we should just kind of start with the presentations from last week. There was a Nintendo Direct, Sony State of Play, a Street Fighter presentation, which we're probably going to spend the bulk of the time on given the current panel. And then there was also like an Xbox presentation, but I didn't really glean anything from that, so I didn't even put it on the docket.
I didn't know there was.
I didn't even know there was.
Perfect. Perfect. So that's great. And here's the thing: like, if you are a big fan of like farming sims and management games, or games that combine farming with action adventure, this Nintendo Direct was probably a huge fucking thing for you, because there was no less than 5 farming games announced, or not announced, but talked about during this Direct. So that's exciting, I guess.
I mean, is it? I don't know. I'm looking at this thing, and I don't know, man. I think that it's happened. I think it has happened a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I don't feel the love for Nintendo games like I used to.
Yeah.
Like even like the big ones, right? Like Open World Zelda sounds amazing, mm-hmm. right? And I maybe put like a half an hour into Breath of the Wild, and I just could, for some reason, I just couldn't do it.
Wait, total or like since the announcement of the new one came out?
No, total.
Wow.
I didn't finish that game. Like I didn't. Yeah, there was just something about it. I can't remember what came out around that time, but I never finished it. And I have no desire to finish it, and I have no desire to play this new Zelda.
So let me tell you something. Quick aside. I got an email yesterday from the fine folks at the Valve Corporation, and they were like, "Hey, you know how you put $5 down on that their Steam Deck 3 months ago? Well, it's ready. You can buy it right now."
Oh yeah, they told me that too.
Yeah,
they told me that a couple months ago.
Yeah,
and my brother-in-law got one,
mm-hmm.
and I saw it, and I said I'll pass.
Interesting.
Just because I'm not going to play it. Like I'm not. I don't. It's a beautiful machine. Like if
mm-hmm.
if you want it, like get it. But
I did. I definitely ordered it. So. Well, because like I'm like, wait a second, I can get the portability of the Nintendo Switch, but play the indie games that I love at a locked 60 frames per second in actual 1080p resolution. Like, this sounds amazing, and I can also play like the PC games that I can't play now on this dedicated handheld.
So is it on the way?
Yeah.
Or do you have it now?
No, I ordered it yesterday. So
okay, you're gonna love. It's a beautiful piece of adult like toys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's amazing. It feels like, I look at the thing and I'm thinking, oh, I don't know if this is gonna feel right in my hands,
mm-hmm.
but it actually really does, especially for like grown-ups
mm-hmm.
who have like man hands, like it actually feels good. And he was showing me all the stuff that he's a big like tech guy, so he's got all these like emulated games and shit on there, and
mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's a beautiful machine. It's a beautiful piece of like hardware. I just know I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, like, if I dig it, like if I like it a lot, then there's just like a lot of the reasons I need to own a Switch become marginalized somewhat, and then it just becomes kind of the Nintendo exclusive machine, which there's not that many Nintendo exclusives that I'm like super jazzed about. Like, I'll play the new Zelda.
How much does that thing cost?
Oh, the Steam Deck, too much money. It's like, I think the one that I got is like $530 or something stupid like that.
thought you were gonna say a little bit more than that. That's
The one that's like the mid tier model.
Yeah.
Like the high end model is over 600.
Yeah, it's actually 700. I think the highest one, if I'm not mistaken.
oh. I don't even have a fucking PS5 yet.
Well, to be clear, I would like if I could only own one system, it would definitely be the PS5.
Oh, well.
Like I would pick that over everything. But yeah, so like all the like some of the games that they announced during this Nintendo Direct, like the Octopath Traveler sequel that I'm somewhat interested in, and things of that nature. I'm just like, okay, that's cool. New Fire Emblem, not for me. They were making fun of me in the Discord, bastards. About me geeking out of the new Fire Emblem. Couldn't be me. I've tried. I played Fire Emblem Awakening. I think I played the demo for Three Houses. It's not my jam. It's not my jam. Also, I haven't bought Splatoon yet because Splatoon, you have to play with a real controller. Like you cannot play Splatoon with those little nubs that they call controllers.
You don't have a Pro Controller?
I do, but the problem is that I've really just like I can't tell you the last time that I played my Switch docked. Like I've played it in handheld mode almost exclusively for the past year and a half, give or take. And I played when they had the Splatfest before launch. Like I played that on the Joy-Cons, and I'm just like, this isn't really doable. Like I need a Pro controller. So yeah, I don't have much to say about the Nintendo Direct. I really don't. Like it didn't do anything for me. Look, we have the name for the new Zelda. It's called Tears of the Kingdom. They were afraid to tell us that name because they're like, oh, it's going to reveal so much of what this game is about. And like in my mind, I'm like, does it? Like I've got no fucking idea.
Fucking crying when you realize that you're 40 years old and Nintendo just doesn't do it for you anymore.
Yeah. So
that happened to me about 15 years ago.
Like I said, Bayonetta 3 actually coming out in October, so they showed more of that.
Yeah,
and it didn't help that like a lot of like people in the know were like, oh, like you're definitely gonna see the Metroid Prime remake in here. You're definitely gonna see like the Twilight Princess, Wind Waker HD re-release in here, and that stuff did not come to pass for whatever reason. So that was I think people were like expecting some more good news and just kind of bummed out that we didn't really see anything as far as that goes, because a lot of the stuff they showed is stuff that's coming out next year. Like they announced Pikmin 4. There's a new Kirby's Return to Dreamland is getting a Switch remake, which was a game that came out very late in the Wii's life cycle that a lot of people liked. And then again, farming games as far as the eye can see. So that was the Nintendo Direct. It was fine, but again, just nothing there that I needed to see.
You mean you're not excited for GoldenEye?
I was about to ask about that because what is it gonna have dual stick controls?
It has to, right?
No, I think it's the N64 version. It's a straight port, basically.
Yeah, come on.
No, but it's gonna be in 4K.
No.
So GoldenEye in 4K.
So here's what's interesting. So Nintendo announced GoldenEye coming to the Nintendo Switch Online Premium.
Xbox.
Right, and then Xbox is getting a GoldenEye like upscaling. Here's the funny part though. So the Xbox version, the multiplayer will only be 4-player split screen. The Nintendo N64 version is going to have online multiplayer, but the Xbox version does not.
What?
It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh my god.
Yeah, multiplayer is exclusive to Nintendo's console, which is not necessarily known for its great on. Okay.
No, not even a little bit.
There you go. Again, I think Mike, like GoldenEye is not fun.
not in 2022. It's not.
Yeah,
No, not
25 years later, it is not a fun game to play. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. It's not. It's not.
But that just blew my mind. How is it that the Xbox version's not having online multiplayer, but the Switch version is?
Why aren't they re-releasing like the wrestling games?
Probably
Can they not?
licensing
Is it
problems.
licensing issues?
Yeah,
Ugh.
has to be.
licensing. It's got to be, right? And then
Yeah.
you say, oh, well, maybe what about the Def Jam? Even more licensing.
Yeah.
Get right. Those fucking songs. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess that sucks.
It does suck. I mean, that is the downside with licensed properties. Is that, like I said, if you want to, like when you make those deals, you don't think about 20 years from now. Like you just think about it right then and there. So now, fortunately, Terrence, from what I've seen of the AEW game, like that might kind of scratch that itch for you. If the game is good.
I've seen the AEW game. I've seen some gameplay of it. I have some issues with it.
Mm-hmm.
Not the graphics or anything like that, but like some of the animations are too quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the finishers don't have any oomph to them, and I'm like, that's a finisher. Like the One Winged Angel by Kenny Omega looks like it's a regular move. It don't. I'm like, what are you doing? So I don't know how. I don't know. Isn't it coming out this year? The end of this year?
Supposedly.
I mean, it's got a release date of December 31st.
Oh,
so, you know,
okay. So
this is a placeholder. It's just a placeholder date, right?
Okay. It looks fun, but like, yeah, they need to fix that slow mo something. I don't know, but yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you want to talk about video games and wrestling and F1 and Premier League, join us on our Discord at what is it? densepixels.com/fans.
Mm-hmm.
You will get an invite, and yeah, it's a nice little community in there. You can you can drop us a line in the post office, ask us whatever floats your boat, and we will comment on it. We will tell you if you have a question, put it in the post office. We will tell you the right answer, no matter what the question, because man, we're awesome. Go to youtube.com/densepixels and subscribe. Click the bell. And do all that good stuff that every other YouTuber tells you to do. It'll help us out a lot. And while you're just, subscribing, go to wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe to the Nerdpocalypse, Black on Black Cinema, Coming Distractions, and look forward. There's a lot of wonderful entertainment there. I think what was the last Black on Black Cinema we did? Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. It wasn't that bad. Where
Micah had to defend Christianity.
I had to. I surround myself with nothing but atheists because I like to feel better about myself, and I'm a glutton for punishment. I have a complex like every Christian.
so much so that you feel the need to defend even the most extreme vestiges of it, like prosperity gospel.
Nope.
Isn't that what that movie's about? Is about like a mega church dude?
It is. But I don't defend that. I defend people's right to believe in things that they can't see or feel or taste or touch. Because that's literally the definition of faith. Anyway, go to densepixels.com/premium, and for $5 a month or $50 for a year, you get access to a bunch of other podcasts that we have done, including The Airing of Grievances, No Time to Bleed, The Men with the Golden Tongues, Upstage Conversation, and the full hour and a half, 2 hour-ish episode of the Look Forward Political Podcast. Look, the premium is worth Look Forward by itself. Look Forward is generally updated every single week, and it's a show about politics, but it's not like your typical show about politics, right? Your typical show about politics is usually like C-SPAN, right? Like it's real stuffy, right? Or it's like these pundit shows, right? These talking heads where it's just like Tucker Carlson telling you something about like, well, what about this? And what about that? And what about this? And why? Well, what about the fact that mermaids scientifically are supposed to be white? Because it would be difficult for a dark-skinned person to live underwater.
First of all, that's
What?
racist. They're trying to say
What?
niggas can't swim.
I mean, you know.
Listener, so not to get into look forward stuff, and that was a fine ad read by Micah. Listener Chris retweeted like to dunk on this account that apparently like the Daily Wire wants to like remake Malcolm X but recast Malcolm X as with a white actor because they're so tired of like this gender reversing. I'm just like, but Malcolm X is a real person, and
Right,
and The Little Mermaid's a fictional character whose race has absolutely no bearing on any characteristic that she has because she's inherently non-racial because she's a mermaid.
She's a mermaid, yo. She's a mermaid. Like, everybody's getting bent out of shape over fucking a movie that has a mermaid and talking fish in it.
Yeah.
When you should be getting bent out of shape over the fact that like this girl is like the plot of The Little Mermaid is this girl is here to change herself for a man.
For a man. Right. I mean, are they changing the plot?
I would imagine not.
Because first of all, it's a black mermaid and it's still a white man, which I don't like at all. but that's neither here nor there.
So yeah. And Ursula, played by a white actress, is trying to steal the black woman's voice. Man, come on, yo. Come on. You know what? I'm on their side. I don't want this Little Mermaid to be black. Get out of here. Get out.
Oh my gosh. Hard pivot into the PlayStation State of Play. Fantastically, a classic example of a press conference that could have been an email. Because outside of that God of War story trailer, which, you know, it looks like God of War, there wasn't really much here of note. Like, we saw a teaser for Tekken 8. We saw the announcement of Like a Dragon Ishin, which, by the way, Like a Dragon is the new rebranding for the Yakuza series because it was only called Yakuza in the West, and they're just sticking with the Japanese name, which is fine. And that's kind of it. Like, they showed Hogwarts Legacy stuff. They showed some other teasers they showed a bunch of VR games. There's a PS5 console exclusive action RPG that's being made by Team Ninja called Rise of the Ronin, but it's not coming out till 2024.
Right, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so
don't do that. Stop doing that.
Yeah, I have very little to say about this presentation because there wasn't anything here that was just like, oh, like, I'm glad that I tuned in for this. I'm like, no, I'm watching this out of pure obligation and nothing else.
Tekken 8 looks good. That's actual like in-game graphical fidelity. That's what it's going to look like. I mean, like the cutscenes and all other shit, I think that's like story mode cutscene shit. But like now, that's what the game is supposed to look like when it comes out in 2024, probably. So that looks dope. And I'm not a Tekken person. I haven't played Tekken since Tekken 3, 4. But this looks cool. Everything else, Ishin is an older game. Like a Dragon Ishin is an old game that came out in 2014.
So that was one of those never made it to the US.
Yeah,
deals.
Yeah, it's coming. Okay. It's finally coming to the States. So.
Gotcha.
People were kind of hype about that.
I'm looking forward to the Like a Dragon stuff. I do like Tekken. Tekken is like the number 2 game. Like, there are only 2 fighting games that like I'll just dump all the money into. And that's Street Fighter and Tekken. And yeah, Tekken looks good, man. I couldn't tell you fuck all about Tekken's story. I just like the way it plays, and I like some of those characters, and that's all I really need. The Like a Dragon stuff, I'm down for. Yeah, I didn't watch this either. I
just caught the trailers. I didn't watch anything, honestly. I just caught the trailers.
Yeah, that's all you really needed.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, that's all you really needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so on Street Fighter, this is probably where we're going to spend most of our time. Now, I will say this: great presentation. I do wish that they had sprung for a better translator, because like it's like she was translating in real time, which.
Yeah,
I would have rather you delayed the release of the stream and like done a redub over that. That would have been a lot better personally, because it was kind of hard to follow. But they showed a lot of shit. They basically showed off Blanca, Dhalsim, Honda, and Ken officially for the first time, and they did say that there's going to be 18 fighters in the game when it releases. They also showed the kind of the beginning of the world tour mode where you actually create a player avatar and fight through some trials and stuff like that, and they showed like kind of the training part of the game. A lot of people were teasing, saying that, oh look, they made a Street Fighter Pokemon, because like you have your your character and you have a rival, and you start just kind of doing this stuff. You could also take your avatars into a battle hub, which is kind of just like the lobby area that they have for the online, which is interesting. They showed off the extreme battle mode with like stage hazards and things like that, including like bulls running across the screen and like explosives and things of that nature as well. So now we're adding Smash Brothers tropes into Street Fighter, which is fine. And there's a closed beta test that's going to be from October 7th through 10th that you still have a couple days to register for if you want to try to get into that.
I mean, where to begin, right? Yeah, I mean, I take it we all did the
of course
apply for the beta.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, look, I'm liking everything I'm seeing. I really am. Ken looks like he's going to be a fucking issue, and Dawson looks like he's going to be a real fucking problem. But I'm here for all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Even the little cheesy like world tour mode, like, yeah, I'll play it. Well, of course I'll play it, right? But like the actual fighting in this game looks amazing. Like so Capcom has been handing out codes to influencers.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just been watching gameplay videos and listening to a bunch of people do commentary for them and stuff like that. Yeah, man, like I'm super excited for the Street Fighter. Like it's like they took they looked at Street Fighter 5 and is like, yo, we can never do this again.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. They're like, we are sorry. And they just threw literally everything they could think of into this one. Mm-hmm. Like, they have a whole ass single player mode that you can play.
Yeah, they're coming for 2K's launch. They put in my player in the Street Fighter.
Now to see how they monetize it, because that's gonna come. Yeah,
absolutely. Pay real money for avatar clothing items and stuff like that for sure.
Yeah. I look, I like Ken. Gao is still my main. I'm still a charge guy. Mm-hmm. But I do like Ken. Like I didn't care for Remy in Third Strike, so I ended up just kind of playing as Ken. And Ken looks super fun. Mm-hmm. The fact that he's got like a command dash when like one of the main mechanics is using your drive dash, I feels odd to me. Like, so this dude can just like command dash at will and not have to use his drive gauge. Like,
there might be like frame disadvantages or stuff like that you have from using one or the other.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out in October when you're just gonna see a bunch of fucking Ken mirror matches all over the place. Because that's what's.
Did they announce which characters are gonna be available in the beta?
It's gonna be the TGS build. So
okay.
Ryu, Chun-Li, Ken, Guile, Juri, Kimberly, Jamie, and Luke.
It's a robust. It's a lot.
Yeah,
that is a lot. That is a lot.
Closed beta. Yeah, they and they're really doing the game.
Yeah, like the closed beta. The closed beta is gonna have like all the gameplay features too.
Right.
Like
and practice mode. Betas never have practice mode. Ever. Yeah, this is gonna like. I'm not even a Street Fighter guy, but like, because after Street Fighter 5, I played 4 a lot, and then 5 came out. I'm like, this looks. I don't know. I like watching Street Fighter 5 matches once they fixed everything. Mm-hmm. But this looks like right out the gate. This looks fucking amazing. Like the animation, they're really putting that RE engine to work. into the game.
Yeah.
It looks really good. They still have that issue with the faces, like the mouths not closing. I don't understand that, but no, this looks dope. Like, I can't wait to play it. Even the wacky stuff with the hazards in the matches and shit like that. And it looks like they have like a side-scrolling beat 'em up thing going on there too. And I think you can play old arcade games, old Street Fighters. What else? I think did they have Final Fight?
Final Fight, also? Yeah.
There's a lot. So I hope they don't fuck it up. Capcom has been on a tear for the last 7 years, dude. Since Resident Evil 7 was like a renaissance for them. Once Resident Evil 7 came out, they've been knocking it out of the park for the last like 6-7 years.
Yeah, and all it took was a major misstep on one of their tentpole franchises to come out right before it. So with Street Fighter V. Yeah, like I said, I think this looks to me like everything I've seen in this game looks like lessons learned from how they launched. Because again, like Street Fighter V was really their first attempt at what I guess you could charitably call a live service game, or what they tried to make Street Fighter, and they fucked it up real bad out of the gate. And so, like, so this is much better. Meanwhile, like Overwatch, like not that we have this on the docket, Overwatch going the opposite direction of not making the new heroes available for free anymore.
I mean, it's a live service game at this point.
Yeah.
Is the game free?
Yes.
Is it going free to play?
I do believe it is.
Unlock.
The multiplayer is going free to play. That the single player Overwatch 2 mode, which is going to come out at some point, that you have to pay for. That? They're coming out with a campaign.
How do you play Overwatch by yourself?
Don't ask me.
Oh, I didn't know there was going to be a single player.
But apparently, like, you can either buy the characters in Overwatch or you can earn them through the free battle pass. So they say.
Oh, so like an Apex Legends type.
Yeah.
Because I haven't paid for a single. All my battle points was used to unlock all of those characters. That's bizarre.
It is bizarre.
Okay.
Like what? But it's weird for Overwatch because again, this is the like, you know, to give the fighting game comparison, like this is the hero like selection game. Like that's the whole fucking game, is being able to pick like different heroes for different circumstances and stuff like that. So to gate heroes, it's just bizarre for them, just because it runs counter to what they did in the first game. So very strange.
You know, I'm actually kind of interested in this Street Fighter story.
Yeah.
Like.
But the world tour mode.
No, like why Ken looks like a fucking hobo, right? like he's a rich dude, but like
they said that he's been framed for something for like insider trading or some shit like that.
He's Ethan Hunting in this one. Like he had to leave his family behind to protect them.
Yeah, like I want to know why he's wearing fucking Timbs and Dickies, yo. Like, and why he's working for Eagle, right? Like I'm actually like I half-ass pay attention to like Street Fighter's story, and I want to see what these people are doing, right? Like Chun-Li is like retired, right? She ain't a cop no more. She's just like a teacher, right? And Blanca, who looks more like a monkey,
his face.
No, because he looks like a monkey, yo. He looks like a monkey. He looks like a gorilla.
That's the one character I was like, you should have kept him the way he was before, because he was fucking weird.
Like he's like a tour guide. Like what? Like I don't know, man. I'm super curious. I can't wait to get my hands on this thing. Like I'm no scrub, but I'm not confident enough in my skills to be like to start talking shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I am really looking forward to this, and apparently even numbered Street Fighter games are fucking awesome, and odd numbered Tekken games are awesome. So. Hopefully, Tekken.
Oh, you got Third Strike there. Kind of breaks that.
Yeah, I mean they had to,
but they didn't even that wasn't right out of the gate.
Right.
Street Fighter 3 was
yeah.
Third strike was the third go around for
truly the Star Trek films of the video game universe.
Street Fighter 6 is awesome. I'm not a Street Fighter guy, but this looks, and I'm not terrible at Street Fighter. I just don't really play it like that. But like this, I'm like, this will be the first time that I was actually hype for a Street Fighter game in 15 years. When did Street Fighter 4 come out?
It's literally been 15 years.
15
almost.
Years.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Yeah. This looks awesome. Can't wait. I don't know when is it coming
out? March something, I think.
So typically Street Fighters come out in February. But there is no release date yet. Resident Evil 4 comes out in March, so I would imagine that they would kind of want to get Street Fighter out either a month before or a month after Resident Evil.
It probably after. Resident Evil is a single player. You run through that. If it's the same game, I can that's one of my favorite games of all time. Resident Evil 4. If it's the same game, I could probably run through that game. It took me 23 hours the first run through. I can run through that game in like less than 10.
I would only say before, just because they're going to want to get it out before April 1st, because that's when their financials turn over for the next year. So I don't think they want to let Street Fighter linger into that window if they can help it.
Even though this is like highly anticipated, it's still a fighting game, right?
Yes.
So do you think it's going to do the numbers that they want it to do, or they expect it to? I mean, it's Capcom, so I don't know what they expect the numbers to be.
No, it's a Japanese company. They're expecting the fucking moon.
Well, so it depends, right? Like the problem that 5 had isn't that it didn't do well at launch; it just didn't.
Oh, it was on First of all, it was on PlayStation 4 only.
Also a problem, yes.
What the fuck? This is on everything, so probably the PC build is going to be played at tournaments. So it's going to be easier to get. So it's more systems. Street Fighter is a well-known, much like Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is an easier game to play, people would say. But Street Fighter is like the OG. So everyone knows what the hell Street Fighter is. And they see what it looks like. It looks pretty. They have like the very easy-to-use controls. If people look into it, they might sell more copies than they... I could see it selling really well. People getting together, playing it with easy controls and shit like that. But again, it's still a fighting game. So it's always that niche that they got to get over, that hump they got to get over. So I hope it does well.
Me too, because I'd like them to continue making Street Fighter games. So I don't know if the series could suffer 2 tentpole launch snafus. I guess it could, because it has a lot more.
They could, because they got a whole bunch of other shit coming out at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brand at this point. Like, there would have to be like just massive failures one after another. For Street Fighter, and even Street Fighter 5, while it came out the gate slow, like you said, it still ended up a pretty solid game. 6 years later. But look, we're all looking forward to it. Find our handles or whatever you call them, gamer tags. What is the PlayStation version of a gamer tag?
Username.
PlayStation ID.
PlayStation ID. That's actually correct.
There you go. Find our PlayStation IDs and all that shit, and come play us.
It's crossplay, right?
I do believe
it is
so.
Crossplay. Yes. Yeah, you need a Capcom ID, which is fucking...
Again, they're just doing everything right. Does it have rollback? Did they say rollback?
They didn't say that yet.
I have a feeling they're probably using their Capcom proprietary netcode, which probably not.
It's not good. Yo, there's no reason why every fighting game shouldn't have netcode. Like, there's absolutely no reason for it. I mean, yes, it shouldn't have rollback netcode. It's insane. Yeah. Every fighting game, because again, the pandemic showed that like we can't always be together. Can't always go down the street to somebody's house, or
not only that, but just the way the world is nowadays. Like, why you wouldn't bake in the fact that like if they don't have like official online tournaments in this game, like that to me is a huge miss.
No, I think they are. I think that that real show that they're going to have online tournaments.
part of the beta.
There you go.
Right. So what the fuck? Like, don't fuck around. Yo, Dragon Ball Fighters is getting rollback netcode. That game is 4 years old. Oh, how old is that game? 5 years old?
It's 5 years old, actually. I think.
Yeah. Like that. And they're still releasing rollback netcode for that. So there's no reason. Do it, Capcom.
I think you're right, Brad, because I feel like they would have touted that. Right. Yeah. Like
I feel like they'll tout the other stuff because you know how they always do. They're just like, we've designed like the best netcode that you can have in a fighting game. Like we're just stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Like, especially when there's something good that's out there. Isn't it free? Also, like isn't it like you can license it for free? Or is it open source?
Power Rangers,
but it wasn't created by
rollback netcode.
It wasn't created by Japanese people, so I don't know if the Japanese
Battle for the fucking Grid has actually some of the best rollback netcode I've seen in a fighting game, to be perfectly honest with you. And that game was $20 to buy. Like, there's no reason. Again, it's nuts not to have it. But, Capcom is going to do what it does.
Speaking of big giant corporations that just do whatever the fuck they want, densepixels.com/Amazon for all of your Amazon purchases. When you go to densepixels.com/Amazon, you help out the show at no additional cost to you. Now, I went to densepixels.com/Amazon and typed in Street Fighter, and you can get the first results that aren't sponsored. Mm-hmm. Are one of the greatest animes of all time, Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. It's wonderful. That Chun-Li Vega scene made a man out of a bunch of people. The second option is Street Fighter the movie, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme as U.S. Air Forceman Guile. His name is William F. Guile. That's not Guile's real name. Guile's name is Guile. It's not William F. Guile, but okay. And Raul Julia as that son of a bitch Bison. And look, that movie's so bad, yo. But I it's like the Power Glove, yo. It's so bad. Like
one of our earliest episodes, No Time to Bleed, was reviewing the Street Fighter movie.
Yeah, man, just fucking the power of cocaine lets you do flash kicks and sonic booms, yo. Like yeah, man, like get with this shit, man. So look, there's a bunch of Street Fighter related stuff you can buy. Apparently, the Street Fighter Pin-Up Special 2019, the Street Fighter swimsuit special, is $3.99. Ooh, if you like steelbooks. Yeah, look. Go to densepixels.com/Amazon. Get yourself the Street Fighter the movie steelbook. It looks beautiful, guys. It really does. It really does look amazing. This is a. Let me see if I can copy this image and share it to you, because this image makes the movie look fucking awesome. And then you watch the movie and you're like, oh, ooh.
Street Fighter, the official street food cookbook. What? $14.50. That's interesting.
Huh. I kind of want to see what's in that cookbook.
Yeah.
All right. What's in that cookbook. So there you go.
That's a great steelbook case.
It is, right?
It's a nice one.
So there you go. densepixels.com/Amazon.
So we saw last week, or over the weekend rather, perhaps the most prolific game leak of all time. When, according to Rockstar, a network intrusion was the reason for a massive 90 video clip dump of GTA 6 development footage that was released onto the internet over the weekend on a GTA forum. The footage was authenticated by Rockstar. They said that is actual GTA 6 development footage. Basically, the person who hacked into the network is trying to shake down Rockstar, they said they have more, including the source code for the game itself, that they'll release if they don't, if Rockstar doesn't meet their demands, I guess. They literally said, like, I want to negotiate a build or negotiate a deal to not release this footage.
Dick.
To me, it's hilarious. Fuck them niggas. They should have released this game like 5 years ago.
I think
it's
probably
still not coming out to like 2026.
Yeah.
Nonsense. So you know what? You took 12 years to release another one because you made billions of dollars on the last one. I don't care. Release it. I want to see it.
It is funny to me how like the reaction that people have to like early development footage. We're like, oh, it looks like shit. I'm like, bro, it's pre-alpha. What?
It's kind of supposed to look like.
Yeah,
shit.
like what do you want it to look like? Like most of the assets aren't even in the fucking game yet. Jesus Christ.
It's like looking at a headless chicken. Like, oh my god, like this is terrible. Well, yeah, it's not done yet.
That's like, yeah, it's literally like seeing the the cake batter in a bowl before you like pour it in the pan in the oven. Like, wow, the cake looks like shit. I'm like, it's batter, dude. Well, you gotta let that fucker bake. Then we can talk about it. According to Rockstar, they think that the leak will not have any disruption to any of their live game services or any development or anything like that. Obviously they're bummed that it leaked out. I do somewhat feel for the people that work at Rockstar, because this is not how you want like this stuff to be presented for the first time to the general public. So I'm sympathetic in that thing. I did listen to an interesting conversation about this on Waypoint Radio, where they just talked about how like a lot of the stuff is because like video games, more than most other pieces of media, are such like black box affairs where like we don't get to see anything until like the publisher deems us worthy, whether that's like 6 months before the game comes out or 6 years, depending on what the game is, and they completely control what is seen. Whereas like I think in the movie industry, and like when you see like screen or like set leaks like get posted of like characters in costume and stuff like that, like you don't see the film community get too like bent out of shape about that kind of stuff. They're just like, yeah, we would like to show people the first time on our terms, but it's the costume, it's what it looks like out of context, and so it kind of is what it is. It's shitty that the dude's like fucking holding them up for ransom, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, because that's gonna trickle downhill.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's the only trickle down economics that fucking actually happens, right? Like that expense is going to be taken out on the worker, if not monetarily through crunch time, right? Like, oh well, now we got to work. Now we got to double time it because this fucking hacker is coming to leak all our shit or whatever, right? So now we got to do a bunch of new shit, and you got to do it. Look, I'm looking forward to GTA. I mean, I'm not saying anything like groundbreaking there, right? Like, I'm looking forward to GTA 6, guys. I don't know if you realize
this under the radar indie gem that's coming out from Rockstar Games.
Right. I'm not looking forward to the discourse of there's a pair of ovaries in the game that you can play. I don't even know if you have to play, but there's a lady that you can play in the game, and I'm not looking forward to that discourse. Look, quite frankly, I am looking forward to playing this lady because women are crazy too. Jay always says, this is Jay. Jay always says this. He always says it. You cannot shut him up from saying that women are crazy and men are stupid. You just cannot shut him up. That is his that is his other catchphrase besides "Dude, I told you." It's "Dude, I told you," and women are crazy and men are stupid. Like you got to say it like that. That's how he says it, right? And I'm looking forward to playing as this crazy woman, going around, beating up male hookers and stealing the money from them after they pleasure you. So, because that's what Grand Theft Auto is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I wonder if that's going to be an option.
I hope it is.
Here's the thing. No, because I like the time that we live in now.
Mm-hmm.
Look what they did to fucking Saints Row. Have you heard some of the dialogue in that game? Oh, you have it, don't you?
Yeah, I have it.
You bought it.
I don't think that's a byproduct of the times that we live in as much as just poor writing.
No. It's poor writing. It is absolutely poor writing, but it is also a byproduct of the time we live in. It's some of the worst shit I've ever heard. And I'm like, look, I get it, but you went too goddamn far. Like, you destroyed what makes Saints Row Saints Row. Like, you can't be like, yo, I need to pay for my student loans. We're the good guys, but then murder half a town.
Yeah, he's like...
That's not how that works. Like, you're a psychopath.
The main character is like... I think the main character literally says at one point, "I'm a murder machine, baby." Like, what the fuck?
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
You work for a private military corporation, and you're living in a Hooverville, and you're like, "Oh well, your three best friends are a shirtless dude who
wants to be
belongs
a DJ.
who belongs to a gang, but is a DJ and has aspirations to be a chef. Your other friend is this girl who is in a gang but really likes cars and is a fan of high art. And then your last friend is not in a gang, but like
he's the smart one. He's the smart nigga.
He's the smart guy, right? Like, so and your big idea to get out of squalor isn't to just leave the gangs, right, and get a job, right? Like, no, it's to I'm a murder machine, baby. Woo! Like, all right. It's stupid.
Yeah, like in the other games, you were literally a fucking psychopath. Like in Saints Row 2, you were a nut job. You were insane. But that was your character. You weren't just like, oh, I need to pay my student loan debts off. Let's knock over a fucking a loan shark or some dumb shit like that.
Yeah,
and then you just murder half of Los. What is it? What's the name of the whatever?
Santo
Aleso. Yeah, just kill everyone in there. Like, that's stupid. Yeah. So yeah, I like, again, I hope GTA sticks to its guns.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about 4 years off. Who knows? I hope it's good.
Yeah.
I hope they don't give in to terrorism, whatever this fucking dude is doing.
I'm pretty, like I said, I'm pretty sure that they don't care because this game's going to sell gangbusters regardless of how much of it gets leaked out before.
They've made billions.
Yeah, quite frankly, this is just early advertisement for them.
Yes.
Like, right.
What are you going to do, yo? Like, this ain't, this isn't like the little indie that could, and now you're threatening to, like, oh, I'll release the source code. Like, nah, yo. Like, that's not going to, nigga, nah, yo. That's not going to work.
It's literally the scene from Dark Knight where it's like, wait a second, like, you think that your boss is a vigilante guy who beats up criminals, and your plan is to blackmail him? Good luck. Speaking of beating up on criminals, there's so much Assassin's Creed happening in the next God knows how long. So they literally had a half an hour presentation, going through all the what's coming for Assassin's Creed, and it's also the 15-year anniversary of Assassin's Creed and all that shit. So there's one last bit of DLC for free coming out for Valhalla this year. Next year, I think in the spring, actually, we're getting Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is a traditional Assassin's Creed game. Like, it's not the big sprawling open world epic RPG style game that stars Basim as he becomes an assassin before he does what he does in Valhalla. And then they also announced no less than 4 other Assassin's Creed projects that are on the horizon, including not really detailing what Assassin's Creed Infinity is, because we all thought it was a game. And they said, no. Assassin's Creed Infinity is apparently the portal world that binds all the Assassin's Creed stuff together, or some crazy dumb bullshit like that, which was completely obtuse to parse through. But There's a new RPG Assassin's Creed coming out, which is called Codename Red, which is the long-awaited and wanted feudal Japan Assassin's Creed. There is another Assassin's Creed that's called Codename Hexe, which is going to be, what did they say that was? I don't even fucking remember.
They didn't say what it was, but like if you just Google Hexe, it's German for witch.
There you go. So people think of like a horror themed.
Well, people think it's going to be based off of like the 1600 era witch trials.
Okay.
And I'm assuming the witches will be the assassins, and the I don't know, the religious people will be the Templars.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, they were really I cracked the code.
There's
with a Google search.
There's Codename Jade, which is going to be a quote AAA game set in ancient China, which is coming to mobile devices.
Like you said, I saw AAA and then I saw mobile. I'm like, stop it.
I mean, look, Diablo Immortal was a AAA experience on mobile devices that just
that you could also play on PC.
Yeah, you could also play on PC. Absolutely correct.
Exactly. No.
And then there's an Assassin's Creed live action series coming to Netflix, which has to be better than the 2016 movie that came out.
Michael Fassbender.
Yes. One of the worst actors going today. So.
He's got a terrible agent.
He has the worst agent.
Right. He's the agent in charge. Who asked for all of this?
Apparently, Ubisoft's executives, I would imagine, asked for
this is insane, right? This is crazy, right?
I mean, I feel like you don't need to. You probably shouldn't tout the thing that you know everyone wants before the game that you gotta sell in 2023, right? Like, hey, you want Assassin's Creed in Japan? It's coming, but first you gotta play this one, which is effectively a spinoff of Valhalla.
Which one is the Japanese one?
Red.
So what's the Jade one?
That's the mobile game. That's China.
That's China. Okay.
Yeah.
So
much Assassin's Creed.
Here's the thing. I know it's going to be a mobile game, right? And I know mobile games are like the most played games in the world, right? But this isn't the type of mobile game that's played by billions of people.
It depends on what. We don't know what the game is going to be yet.
Well, they said it was going to be like an RPG action type. Like I saw the little trailer they showed. It looks like it's going to be.
I know what it's going to be. You know what it's going to be? It's going to be Genshin Impact Assassin's Creed. That's exactly what it's going to be. Because Genshin Impact is doing fucking gangbusters. Huh?
But you can also play that on PC
yes,
and every other system.
I wouldn't be surprised if this makes its way to PC as well.
Like, people play those games on their... People play, like, puzzle games and shit on their PC.
People here...
On phones.
People here and in the rest of the world play that shit on their own phones. People in China play everything on their fucking phones. And that's why Jade is happening. Jade... It is completely to appeal to the Chinese market. Not coincidentally, Tencent recently invested a 49% stake into the Gimo's personal company that they have, which, you know, like it doesn't take a Templar conspiracy man to see all the dots connected.
Like, well, I guess. Good luck. Everybody, so all of the Chinese market is playing Jade. Because like when you say, "Oh, we're going to put this game on mobile," I'm already out. Like I'm already tapped out. I don't care. Like I don't want to play a game on my phone. I don't. Not a game like this. Like maybe like a puzzle game or some shit like that. But not this. Not this. No. So I guess.
Well, good news, Terrence. You can skip on Jade and still experience the other 5 Assassin's Creed experiences that are going to be coming your way.
Again, who the fuck asked for all of these games? And why did you announce them at one time?
Yeah, that's what I don't understand.
People like that. Do you like people like Assassin's Creed that much?
I mean, we do like Assassin's Creed. I agree with you. I don't know why they felt compelled to be like, we have to tell you what's going on with Assassin's Creed. I'm like, we could have guessed that you were working on all this. I don't know that you had to announce it yet. Like maybe, like obviously you show the new ones coming out next year. Maybe you tease the Japan one because that's going to whet everyone's appetite. I guess, you know, they finally decided to make it after seeing how successful Ghost of Tsushima was, and they're like, oh shit, the people pay money for this stuff.
Yeah, people
like,
actually really do want it. The thing that people have been screaming about, they actually want. Yeah. Wow.
So, and like I said, my interest in Assassin's Creed has been renewed. Thanks to the open world RPG ones, like Odyssey brought me back in, and I played.
I really did like Odyssey.
Yeah, I played through Valhalla.
Like 120 hours in Odyssey. I put a lot of time in that.
And I gotta say, like when I first saw that Mirage was going to be like the old school style, like I was initially disappointed because I really do like the RPG ones that they're coming out with, but I don't mind this as like a palate cleanser. Like if they're going to alternate now and do like big open world RPG, and then like the next year like do the smaller scale one. That's not a bad thing because it prevents people from getting burnt down on it that badly.
I would have liked to see what Mirage actually looks like. That'd have been nice, but you know.
Yeah, all they showed was a pre-rendered trailer. They didn't show gameplay.
I'm like, don't do that.
But could be interesting. Like I said, Basim's an interesting character in Valhalla, so I would be curious to see his motivations because do I care? It's move ahead 2 minutes if you didn't finish Valhalla and you don't want to be spoiled on it. So yeah, Basim basically like betrays Ivar in Valhalla and manages to preserve himself so that he is like walking around in modern day with like the characters that are in like the modern day setting part of Assassin's Creed. So like seeing how he turns and like his origin story, like he is the like Micah, you know, like the Inu. Like is like or like the ancient people,
yeah.
So like Basim was like Inu Loki essentially, and so like his spirit. It's fucking weird because it's Assassin's Creed, but
well then Mirage, the subtitle Mirage makes more sense.
Yes.
So yeah, I never finished Valhalla. I didn't really give it a chance. Yeah, I think it was the setting. I'm just not a Viking person.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Look, I'm talking all this shit. I'm gonna buy each and every one of these Assassin's Creed games. I love Brotherhood is my favorite of the old style, and Odyssey is my favorite of the new style. So
I'm surprised you're gonna get Hexe because as you've said many times in the show before, you don't like ghost shit. So
I don't like ghost shit, although I am a hypocrite, you know, as you know. And I did buy a game that was on sale. Now this game was on sale, so I bought it. It was like $30, right, or something like that. And it just came out not too long ago. And look, it's always on sale, right? Mm-hmm. Don't read ahead, Terrence. It's always on sale, right? So that means one of two things, right? It's always on sale. Either A, it's been out for a long time, or B, it's not very good. Mm-hmm. It's the latter. It's Ghostwire Tokyo. It's a fine game, right? It's a fine game. It's just kind of boring, and it's not scary at all, right? Like it's really not scary. Like I was amazed at how. Unless do you find like stuff floating around, floating like this? Do you find that scary?
Not particularly.
Well, then you're not gonna find Ghostwire Tokyo scary because that's all it is. It's just a bunch of parlor tricks, man. So yeah, but no, I'm all about. I'm interested in Hexe because I'm all about burning women at the stake.
I don't think you get to play as the witch burners, Micah. I'm pretty sure you'll get to play as the accused witches. So
I am all about
to be a female lead then.
Sure, absolutely. They can do that now, Terrence. It was so hard before that, but they figured it out.
It was too hard to animate before. It was too hard to animate.
That's right.
Right. Was it Ubisoft that said that? Was it?
Yes. Because in Unity you could make your own character, and they were just like, but not a girl. And like, no, too hard to animate boobs and hips. Like that's way too difficult to.
No, look, I am joking, right? But I'm very serious about this. I wonder what bullshit reason they're going to do to squeeze a male character into this witch trial game.
The white male savior character.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
There you go.
That's it.
I believe you're not witches.
The white knight riding in on his fucking steed. Be like, I will save the witches from burning. That's what I will do.
We don't need your fucking help.
That's right.
We're fine.
Use your witch powers to protect me as I leap off this 40-foot building into a bale of hay. I can think of no better segue into the Dense Pixels post office, where you can go to densepixels.com/fans, join our Discord, ask us questions, we'll answer them on the show. Daniel said, if Nintendo had embraced loot box culture, what property would they have done it in? And then everyone in the chat pointed out to him that they have embraced loot box culture thanks to Fire Emblem Heroes on mobile, and Pokemon Masters, and Pokemon Unite, and all that stuff. So Nintendo, no better than the rest of us out there in terms of the loot boxes. Terrence, question for you, or Micah, you can weigh on this as well. Should hitboxes be banned in fighting game tournaments?
They make it easier, but you got to learn how to use that fucking thing. Apparently, they make it easier to do like minute inputs.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as movement goes, it's supposed to be like really, really good. But I can't. My brain can't fathom how to use that damn thing. So I don't know. People don't always win with hitboxes? So no.
Yeah, I see the big thing about people complaining that, especially for people who play charge characters, the fact that you can do essentially it makes things incredibly easy to do, and to the point where certain charge characters can do things that they normally wouldn't be able to do.
CPU uses a charge character.
Right. Exactly.
All right.
And my thing is, okay, I get it, right? And if you feel like that's cheating or whatever, okay, fine, ban them from tournaments. But I feel like if you're as good as you say you are, I feel like you should be able to get around it.
Yeah.
Being able to execute a standing sonic boom or whatever, right? Like, you should be able to get around it if you're as good as you, because it's not, execution is a big part of it, of fighting games, but at the same time, there are other aspects of fighting games that make or break someone winning a match. Yeah. So I don't think it's as big a deal as everyone thinks it is. I was watching one YouTube clip, and this dude was like, I think pads should be banned from tournaments. And I'm just like, all right, it's time to cut this shit off. Come on, yo.
Well, plus also, hitboxes, open up, avenues for folks with physical disabilities also to be able to compete at high levels as well, man. Which I think is a good thing. So,
ask yourself, when was the last time you seen a champion in any game with a hitbox champion? Who won first place in a game? Who used the hitbox? I ain't seen nobody at fucking Evo. Mm-hmm. I didn't see anybody at East Coast. The last one a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I didn't see anybody with a hitbox that came in first place. So no, they should.
Yeah, I think it's much ado about nothing. I think everyone is just kind of. I think people just want to complain about some new shit because we as human beings don't like change. Yeah. I get it.
I look at that thing and I'm like, how the fuck do you use it?
I'm dying to try one out because I think it would be really fun to learn how to work around it. So I just don't have I'm not paying hitbox money to try one.
Yeah, I ain't right. You get those things are $200 retail, right? And you can't find an official one. So
yeah,
I ain't doing it.
So Terrence is frozen below, so hopefully he'll be able to hop back in here. As Cam asks, will the Captain America and Black Panther World War II video games that was recently announced be good enough to help us forget that Avengers ever existed?
Avengers happened? When was that? I don't know what that is. I don't know what Avengers is. I know the Avengers movie. I know that, but.
What was the question?
Terrence, the question was, will the Captain America and Black Panther World War II video game that was recently announced be good enough to make us forget that the Avengers came out and existed?
Who's making it?
Isn't it? Who is making that game?
I don't know who's making it. The Amy Hennig is writing it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So there's that. That's a plus.
Yeah. Wait, isn't it being developed by EA or published by EA?
Who does she work for?
She works. I'm pretty sure she works for EA.
Now, okay.
Yeah, because now Disney's just whoring the Marvel license out to whoever wants it. Like they're not doing exclusivity bullshit anymore.
No, it will not. Like, I don't even know what the fuck kind of game it is. First of all, like,
I think it's too early to speculate on any of that shit. So we'll see. Cool concept. I'm glad they're doing it. So that looks pretty neat. Cam also comes back and says that Xavier Woods let people know his top 5 video games.
Look, this nigga's wild
on his Instagram. Yeah, so let's go down the list. Now let's remember that favorite video games inherently personal. So everyone's list is going to be different. But according to Xavier Woods, his top 5 video games of all time are Mega Man 5, River City Ransom, Nights into Dreams, Mischief Makers, and Mario Kart Double Dash.
Man, if you don't sit your millennial ass down, get the fuck out of here, yo.
Mega Man 5?
These artisanal choices. Get the fuck out of here, yo.
Yeah, he just did that because, hey, I play games. That's what I feel like this list is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to dig in the crates for Nights into Dreams. Have you played Nights into Dreams? I was on Sega Saturn, first of all. First of all, trying to play that game with a controller or anything is offensive. Like, it's really bad. It looks cool, but it's really tough to play because you can't control those motherfuckers. Oh, no, I had a dream. I had a Sega Saturn. So that nigga's lying, first of all. He's just saying that. Like, I don't believe him. I don't believe you. I feel like Nights into Dreams is one of your favorite fucking games.
I feel like there's too much nostalgia in that list. Nostalgia's hitting hard. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of the games that I played when I was, 10 or 11 years old also rank high in my all-time game of the year list. But those games are legitimately timeless. Like, they're not on the list because they're just the ones I happened to play a lot when I was of a certain age. So
Mischief Makers on N64.
Yeah,
He's trolling, yo. He's trolling.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy. Like, I'll give him River City Ransom because I can actually still play the original River City Ransom to this day. That's one of the old games that I could actually throw on and actually play that. So that's the only one I'll give him. Mario, what is it, Mega Man 5?
Yeah.
Out of all the...
Yeah. One of the forgotten NES Mega Mans.
Right. Double Dash, the
there are people that will ride. There are people that will ride for Double Dash still.
Nah,
I am not one of them. Of course,
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. How old is Xavier Woods? He's in his 30s, right?
He's like around my age, I'm pretty sure.
35, 36, something like that.
He is 36 years old. Okay, so okay. Yeah, he's trolling. There's no fucking way. That list is ridiculous. It's insane.
Daniel also asks, how do we grip our controllers? So I'm assuming Daniel's asking about the shoulder button placement. Like, do we use the 2 fingers or one? I'm a 1-fingered shoulder button guy.
Yeah, 1 finger. I can't.
Yeah.
Claw, I can't.
Weird.
Some people do it like this, man. Some people do it so they have the instant feedback on the triggers.
Nah.
I can't. It's weird for me to do 2 fingers.
Yeah.
That's weird for me. And I generally play like that. The only time I change up my style is if I'm playing Tekken, and then I'll play
claw,
like
you
this.
weirdos.
Claw, yeah.
You fucking weirdos.
The claw actually gives you more precision, though. Like, if you can learn how to do it, like, you have better control over your moves. I've seen like YouTube content creators playing with the claw, and they're like pulling off shit that like I can only dream of pulling off. I mean, holding the controller regularly.
You're probably right. It's still weird to me.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not a crab.
But Tekken is the only fighting game that I can do that with. Like, I can't do it with any other fighting game.
I mean, why would you?
How do you do it with Tekken?
I don't know. It feels right.
That's the part I don't understand. Like, that's weird.
That's how I've always played it. I think I saw someone play Tekken 3 like that, and then I was like, all right, well, then I'm gonna do what they doing, and then it just stuck.
Because you have the 4 face buttons, and then you have the 2 on the left, on the right. That you can.
I mean, you got everything you need, right? You got the 4 face buttons, and then 2 button combinations that are throw and
right.
Oh, so Daniel posted pictures of what he's talking about, some people are psychopaths. I'm seeing one picture here of someone that uses their index finger to push the face button so that they can keep their thumb on the right analog.
Yeah, that's for first person shooters.
Okay,
people can play like that. That's wild.
Weird. Ooh. Very strange. The true psycho in these pictures is the guy whose index finger is managing the right analog stick, middle finger across the right triggers.
Yeah, again, whoever that is trolling. The other three is fine.
That is insane.
But yeah, I'm a 2. I'm the top right.
Yeah,
that's.
I feel like if you came from the SNES era, I think that it's natural because we only had one shoulder button for a long time. I feel like kids today, like if you're coming up with a PlayStation controller and onward, then I would see how the index middle finger could feel more natural to you. So, Film Wander asks, a game so good you rescheduled all of your plans. I have a great story for this, but I'll let you guys go first.
Last time I actually took a day off of work to play a video game was Spider-Man. So that was.
Oh, I do that routinely. Like I think I took off for GT7 when that came out.
Game's so good. Honestly, I think the last time I did that was for like a Gears of War. That was a long time ago.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So I remember when MGS4 came out, I was playing MGS4 basically nonstop for 2 days. Like I beat the game in 2 days. Spend however many hours that game was close to 20 hours. And I remember the night that it came out, my then fiance, now wife, and a bunch of friends, we were supposed to go out to see the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk. And she said, she's like, hey, like you ready to go see the movie? I'm like, what? And she's like, the movie, like we're going out with all our friends tonight. I was like, oh, I can't go. And she's like, why? I was like, I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 4. Like I can't leave the house.
What are you talking about?
No, I literally did. Like I stayed home to play Metal Gear, and they went out. And when she showed up by herself, they're like, oh, where's Brad? And she's like, oh, like he didn't want to get away from Metal Gear 4. And my best friend Brandon, who's probably listening, looked at her. And he's like, I understand. Like he was
like you probably made the good choice because they went to see fucking The Incredible Hulk.
That's right.
It's not a terrible movie, but it's not a terrible movie, but
certainly one of the lesser of the Marvel Phase 1 films, for certain.
They're only just now acknowledging it in a TV show. That's what they think about it.
Amir says, since most of the games we all buy are digital, do you guys just pre-order to get the preload out of the way? Micah does, yes, absolutely. Micah can't help himself.
I do it for games that I absolutely 100% know I'm going to buy. Yeah. The only one on his list that I've done that for is God of War, just because I had the disposable income, and I'm like, you know what? I got this money right now. Let me hurry up and get rid of it before like my wife is like, hey, can you buy diapers that are $600 according to some people?
I'm not a crazy person like Micah and pre-order the game right away. I do usually pre-order a game that I know I'm going to purchase at launch a week or two before it comes out, specifically just to get the game preloaded. Yes, absolutely.
I'm looking at the games he has preloaded. Hogwarts, nigga.
I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah.
What are you doing? Mm-hmm. What are you doing? What is wrong with you? But no, I don't, because like I don't trust AAA games anymore.
Also fair.
I don't trust them. But the one that I would be God of War, because I'm gonna play that. Callisto Protocol looks cool, but I don't know. But it depends. There's got to be a special game.
Yeah. That
I know, like Micah said, that I know for 100% I'm going to pick up.
Yeah. There's, like I said, there's really just no reason to pre-order games anymore. Like there truly isn't. It's better to just wait for reviews really at this point. Yeah. So. Finally, Trey says, with Shoji Meguro himself turning to Kickstarter to make games and the team responsible for Wild Arms also doing Kickstarter, is that the new destination for Japanese game developers?
No. Like I don't know who this guy is. Shinji whatever. Did he do Wild Arms?
I don't think so. I'll look him up while I think Shoji Meguro did Suikoden. Let me see here real quick.
He's got a lot of credits.
Or he's a composer, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, he scored like the Persona series. That makes a lot of sense.
So what the fuck is he doing on Kickstarter?
I have no idea.
A game?
What I think you've seen this with like what's the fucking guy who did Castlevania's name, whose name I'm blanking on right now.
Wow.
Kenji fucking, I can't remember his last name. Kenji Inafune, right? Is that correct? Keiji Inafune. Keiji Inafune. So like you've kind of already seen this. I think what you see is a lot of creatives who feel handcuffed by like these bigger development companies in Japan have gone to independent crowdfunding just to be able to make the games that they want to make. Like Keiji Inafune went to Kickstarter and make Bloodstained because Konami wasn't interested in making another 2D Castlevania.
I think he did Mega Man.
He did both, I think. I think he was responsible for both.
No, I don't think
who did Mighty Number 9?
That was also him, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe crowdfunding is not the way to go.
Well, but that's the shit. It kind of puts you out there, right? Like if you make a turd, like you're kind of on your own there.
Koji Igarashi.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, that's the one. Because I'm looking at Keiji Inafune, I'm like, that's not the guy that's
yeah. Okay, there we go. That sounds correct then. Yeah. So yeah, because Konami did not want to make 2D Castlevania games anymore, so he's just like,
Konami don't want to make games anymore. So
apparently they do. They're re-releasing Suikoden 1 and 2 remastered, which everyone's like freaking out about. So. Partially because the guy that made the Suikoden games went to Kickstarter and crowdfunded a new like spiritual successor to Suikoden that made a shitload of money. So
I guess it's just like the old school dudes that are like, I used to work for this company and they used to be good, but now they just fucked me over. So give me money and I'll make the games that you want me to make. Like, so for them, I guess because like what was it? What's the dude, the nigga that wanted to find his father? That wanted to find Line D. What the hell was that?
Oh, Shenmue?
Shenmue 3. Yeah, he went to Kickstarter, and that game ended up being a game.
Well, because not everyone could be Kojima, right? Like Kojima has the sway. He has the stroke to be able to go to Sony. Yeah, and be like, give me money, and they're like, all right, here's all the money. Like, how much money do you want? Is this enough? We can give you more. Like, it's fine. Not everyone can do that, especially that don't have the name recognition. So yeah, crowdfunding is a great way to kind of leverage your profile to be able to make the stuff that you want. However, as we've seen with a couple games, like if you make a turd, then you are kind of screwed. So, because I haven't heard much from Keiji Inafune since he helped get Mighty Number 9 out there, and it was pretty mediocre. So,
and meanwhile, Bloodstained was very good.
Bloodstained was very good, and I'm assuming we'll see a Bloodstained 2 at some point as a result. So, there you go. But no, I don't think you're gonna see people flocking. I think it takes a person who has like a very specific amount of name recognition, but not so much that they themselves can command, a larger studio coming to them and being like, "Hey, will you make a game for us? Because, we trust your vision." So that kind of thing. That's it for the post office. Thank you guys very much for submitting your questions, which again, you can do at densepixels.com/fans. That's the right website for the Discord. YouTube.com/densepixels is where you go if you want to subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, because we put this out in video every week. If you're more of an audio guy like me, go to wherever you download fine podcasts and subscribe to Dense Pixels and all the other TNP Studio shows. Make sure you go to twitch.tv/densepixels to subscribe there as well, and you can follow us individually. I am Dense Pixels Brad. Terrence is Apparition 410. Carrie is It's Carrie. Micah, not cool enough to be on Twitch, so he's not streaming anything. Like I said, for as much news that came out last week, I'm glad that our show was not a gluttonous mess and that we spent most of the time where it was deserved on Street Fighter and Assassin's Creed. Because there's so much Assassin's Creed coming out.
There you go.
That is all for us this week. Thank you very much for watching and listening. We'll see you all the next time.
See ya.
Take it easy.
You're watching the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button while you're here and make sure you check out our weekly podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and our impressions on what games we've been playing.